哎呦，晚饭吃什么呢？他妈的，还是煮我的韩国泡面吃吧。又有大量的剧，你看。
So, it is within.
啊，就是这个海德琳要送我们回去之前在讲话。
May you and yours emerge triumphant. Make you... With Meteion free to pursue her designs, 'tis only a matter of time until the final days are upon us. We must be ready. From fortifying our defenses to securing our escape, there is much to be done. In spite of this, we cannot allow the report that set this calamity in motion to become common knowledge. Were the masses to learn the fates of the other stars, I must carefully consider who can be trusted and bring them into the fold. Ordinarily, I wouldn't hesitate to call upon the 14. However, it was the desire for a fair determination that drove Hermes to attempt to erase our memories. Were he made aware of his actions, there is no telling whether he would remain a friend or become a foe. Alternately, we might try to alienate him from the convocation. Yet in doing so, we would deprive ourselves of a brilliant mind who would be invaluable in the crises to come. Quite the dilemma. Which is why I must work independently of the convocation.
这一块海德琳还是这个
Regardless of how we proceed, if we are to permanently avert the final days, we must be equal to Hermes' challenge. We must prove that mankind is worthy to exist. And this hinges, I think, on how we confront the all-consuming despair that accompanies a senseless and seemingly inevitable end. Bewildered and divided, we would perish like the peoples of those celestial ruins. We could not hope to survive the final days, much less take the battle to Meteion at her best. We must find a way to defeat despair, to unite.
海德琳还是他妈的这个城府比较深，我操！他妈的知道这么多，让我们他妈的那么一点一点的开始搞。
As long as he believes in himself, there is naught he cannot achieve. So I will not give up on him, on us. You may find your world to be very different, or perhaps the erasure of our friends' memories has sown the seeds of a conjunction between us. We cannot know until the moment is at hand.
就是没有绝对的好人，也没有绝对的坏人。
Taking naught for granted as I walk my path. And I pray you walk with me to the end. As you move forward, so too will I, as will all, resolved to fight for the morrow. And when mankind has found the strength to stand against despair, we shall silence the song of oblivion. She who sings it will learn our journey is far from over.
他这里其实也说了，他说这当人类找到了对抗绝望的力量，就是怎么说呢？就是说他可能他一直都知道，但是这个过程呢，就是说你需要找到这个与之抗衡的能力，或者说你得让这些所有的人去相信 世界末日的到来。其实我倒是觉得，就是这个，就算是他真的让世界末日来了，我觉得也行。其实我觉得他就让世界末日一来，然后他妈的7.0变成他妈的这个灾后重建，也不是不可以嘛。总有写法吧，就他妈活几个人嘛，对吧？就是在末日下面他妈活下来，但是只活了一批人嘛，这不也是一种故事吗？对啊，这也是一种故事嘛，你对不对？你就是说这个很多，我觉得也没有必要说这个一定能把这个世界末日给终结，这个。我反正站在我个人的这种立场里面，我觉得世界末日也不一定是个坏事，对吧？这个我就是这个叫做什么？那个叫谁？灭霸打一个响指死一半的人，哎，我觉得这个挺好的，无差别攻击，管你他妈好的坏的，反正一半去掉。
Even now, I remember standing there, locked in a moment where the sky is aflame.
这个海德琳的头发，游戏里面是可以用的还是不能用的？海德琳的这个发，这个海德琳的发型，着实是不错啊。
Where terror twists magics into abominations. Such is the lament of they who have gone before. The song of they who tried and failed to create a better world.
我觉得他们还是怎么说呢？还是这种就是相对于而言比较积极的结局。反正积极的结局他总不会错嘛。如果他写成就是说就像那个布连一样，他这个他可以死一个英雄，但是他不能死掉全人类，对吧？这是一种这个积极的。但作为我而言，我觉得我还是挺想看看有没有什么里面是这种不积极的，邪恶方胜利。其实这也是一种人类的向往，你知道吗？其实，在真实生活当中，往往都是邪恶方胜利了。但是在我们的这个对，但是在我们的这个虚拟世界里面，往往都是我们赢了。不管邪恶方有多么强，我们总能找到办法战胜他。
Yet the cries echoed still. We wept for innocence lost, wailed for death inevitable. A reality too terrible to bear.
我把这个剧情看完，我去搞点吃的。你要不现在吃饭，吃完了就打日常。他们来不来？那你男朋友啥时候回
？This is all wrong. Why must we suffer so?
为什么要我们受苦？
It needn't be like this.
就你他妈的还在他妈的这种自愿里面工作，你不知道人活下来就是要受苦的吗？是让你下来享福的吗？这个古代人，情绪高昂的古代人。
No, my friends. suffering exists, and we
苦
cannot
难是
pretend
存在的呀，
otherwise.
苦难必须
No
存在。
civilization, however great, could eliminate it. If we would live, we must accept it as our constant companion.
海德林说得好
Let us，
海
not
德林
seek
这
to
句话
forget
真
this
说得好。
tragedy.
任何伟大的文明都无法消除它。如果我们想生存，我们就必须接受它作为我们永恒的伴侣。
We can't accept it. We won't accept it. It will be ours again. A world free of sorrow.
No, it will not. For there has ever been sorrow. Mankind was but spared its biting sting for a time. So please, open your eyes. To try and reclaim those lives we lost by sacrificing yet more isn't wisdom. It is weakness.
好，试图通过牺牲更多来挽回我们失去的生命，不是智慧，而是软弱。没有完美的乐园是不带阴影的。如果我们不能接受这个真相，并从痛苦中学习，那么我们的困境将会重演。你看，我觉得海德林这里说的真的很好，真的很好，真的很好，真的是说的很好，真的。人生就是不断的有折磨和这个困难。你只有这个面对了这个困难，踏破了这个困难，才能向前进。你不能祈求说困难某一天没有，或者说困难从来不出现。真正的强者就是面对困难，打破困难，迎接不断的困难。这群他妈的这个我这一群我估计就是在这里他们有分歧，所以这个佐利亚克和这个海德林也形成了这个不断的这种对立，就是从这里他们这里这个几个人的，他要摧毁我们美丽的世界。你看到没有？劝不了就是得杀。这个世界从来都没有他妈的和解。劝不了的就只能杀，你知道吧？这跟我他妈的，这海德林好，真的跟我他妈一样的想法。我操，这个世界就从来没有和解，只有他妈的这个胜者为王，知道吧？强者书写历史，哪有那么多人他妈的能够被劝的？都他妈的死。
In mankind's potential, in his ability to find a way forward. So let there be no way back. From that temptation, I
断绝后路，我将我们从那诱惑中分离。No more shall man has wings to bear the hand of the present.
Henceforth, he shall walk.
这一段剧情不错，这一段剧情真不错。海德林在我心中的形象，这个立住了，这个维涅斯，在我心中的形象已经立住了。我愿称为他。我发现了，每一代的这个女性角色我都很喜欢。我操，这个6.0就是这个维涅斯。一个人孤独的走着，走在这个，他这就有点像什么呢？像这个全世界都是他妈的这个神经病，但他就他一个是这个清白人，他应该怎么办
birth a world of suffering to Maya and
我创造一个充满痛苦的世界，使其沉沦并遭受瘟疫。这一段真不错，我操！艾德琳也不容易啊，他妈伤成这样了。不容易，不容易。
in one fleeting moment,
对，
lives come
这就是我说的嘛，就是刚刚不是说了嘛，那个世界里面就是，哎，这个就真的就是这个问
and
题。
in that
当这
fleeting
个世界上面所有人都是神经病，就你一个正常人的时候，你该怎么办？海德琳就是这样的一个故事，就他一个人记得，
why,
所有人都
given life, are they meant to suffer, to die? As fragmented, imperfect beings, yours is a never-ending quest. A quest to find your purpose, knowing your end is assured.
在注定结局的前提下寻找人生意义的旅程。这句话说的也非常好啊，这句话说的也非常好。当所有力量已离你而去，找到继续前进的力量。这句话他妈说的真的也他妈的挺好的啊！在注定结局的前提下寻找人生意义的旅程。To find joy ever as darkness， 去寻找在黑暗中的快乐。你看，其实这也是我们玩游戏的一种过程。其实游戏的结局大多数都是注定的，但是往往我们是体验过程，去寻找这个过程的快乐嘛。一个连接开始，你的时间和我的时间交织在一起。
When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you.
我还没看完，快了。我这里一下我都没跳，我操！
Shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age?
这一段真妈，我觉得真的不错，这一段真的不错，真的不错，真的这一段我觉得他妈的真的不错，我操！等一会儿我把这一段把它给这个剪下来，然后这个发 B 站，这就是推荐你玩狒狒的原因。但是今天没有录屏，我晚一点可以从 B 站上面下这个整个直播回放，就我下这一段的直播回放嘛，它可以 B 站它这个现在也有，我等一会儿可以去下我的直播回放，那样没有我的这个言论了嘛，那个对吧？我刚才这个夸奖，这个积极的夸奖海德琳。